What's up, everyone? It's the Autistic Scyther here, and, well, when it comes down to it, there are a lot of video games that I like playing. However, one video game franchise I've never ended up playing is the Dynasty Warriors franchise. And again, I don't want anyone to get mad at me, or at least Josh Scorcher to get mad at me. I'm not one for hack and slash games, so that really says a lot. However, considering with the likes of Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors, I've actually taken an interest in wanting to play Warriors titles. That being said, kind of makes me wonder which potential Warriors titles I want to see in the near future. In all fairness, really does say a lot when you think about it. Mostly because my autistic mind is going 24/7. That being said, I'm taking a look at my top 10 potential Warriors games. And Warriors spin-off games. Being said, these are Warriors spin-off titles that I would like to see in the near future, as many others have more or less done so in the past. Especially like Josh Scorcher or Blazing Knight. And in fairness, I'm throwing my hat into the ring. So, that being said, without further ado, let's get started. Starting off first at number 10, we have, of course, Grand Theft Auto. Alright, now we're starting this one off with a very odd title since Dynasty Warriors is set in what is essentially feudal China, either feudal China or feudal Japan, thanks to Samurai Warriors. And GTA or Grand Theft Auto is set in the more recent era. So, kind of makes you wonder how that would essentially fuse to get work as something like GTA would work as a Warriors title. Well, considering how many people play the Grand Theft Auto franchise enjoy it just for the sheer chaos it presents, kind of makes sense that maybe, just maybe, we could eventually just combine that chaos in the style of a Musou game like Dynasty Warriors would be kind of interesting. Only swapping out swords and other traditional weapons with guns. Which, that being said, it would be kind of interesting to see a lot of the protagonists interacting with each other. It really does. And it could be kind of interesting to say the least. Like, what would happen if Tommy Vercetti and Michael DeSanta interacted with each other, being a jaded, being a jaded and mobster and a jaded and former bank robber are interacting with each other. Or what would happen basically seeing what would happen if Franklin and CJ interacted with each other, particularly maybe even hinting at a little familial relationship between the two of them. And honestly, it would be funny to see Trevor interacting with the likes of Lucia and Jason from Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, especially since we've seen Trevor interacting with the likes of Martin Madrazo's wife, having a thing for Martin Madrazo's wife, or even a certain character or that has a side quest from GTA 5. I am forgetting her name. I mean, heck, even Trevor interacting with Nico would be interesting. And even with that, we see other characters showing up as well, like Lance Vance helping out as well. Like Lance Vance helping out with some covering gunfire. Big Smoke basically just going in, basically he's swinging a bat around, kind of like he does in that first mission that he appeared in, or Packy basically he's setting up car bombs. Brucey just going guns blazing in his chopper, or even just Lester Crest just hacking into a orbital satellite system and just causing mass chaos. Be kind of interesting to see now that I think about it. And it basically focuses on the amount of chaos that many GTA fans come to know and love. Says a lot. Moving on next at number 9, we have ReZero starting life over in another world. Granted, I have not seen a lot of... when it comes down to it, there are a lot of kind of isekais that could basically make sense as a possible Muso game. I mean, heck, ideas for it would also include the likes of Konosuba, Inuyasha, and Overlord. However, ReZero definitely comes to mind as an interesting one. I mean, the main character, Subaru Natsuki, has the ability to basically come back to life, basically just resetting himself after suffering a specific death, especially at certain points. And it would be interesting to see how that would be implemented, maybe at certain story points. And even with that, many other characters would also... It would be nice to see other characters in that world interacting with each other as well. Or seeing how well they would fight. Like, for example, seeing Rem basically bust out her super form that she's shown in... Or, dare I say, her berserker form that she showed in the earlier part of the series when she tried to more or less kill not Subaru. Or maybe Wilhelm, and then there's Wilhelm, who basically has shown past as an adventurer, showing up and basically just more or less showing that he's still got it in his old age. And then there's and many other characters show up as well, like, and then there are even other characters that could show up, like Emilia, Beatrice, Felix, the Witches of Sin, villains like Beetlejuice, or Urza, or heck, even the White Whale was showing up. And honestly, seeing specific areas from the series showing up really does say a lot. I mean, even the snowy area of the main manor are involved to more or less pacify a, dare I say, gigantic berserk puck. Basically just would be an interesting sort of mission in itself. Or even the snowy forest area where you face off against a horde of rabid bunnies would also be interesting. I haven't watched past a certain episode, but I want to get back into it. But it's kind of interesting. Moving on next at number 8, we have the Mario franchise. Honestly, this one's kind of obvious. I mean, when it comes to Nintendo and its Warriors franchises, they already made Fire Emblem Warriors and Three Hopes, and a bunch of Hyrule Warriors series titles involving the Legend of Zelda. But Mario is their bread and butter, so it kind of makes me wonder, what would they do if their favorite Mushroom Kingdom plumber and his friends got isekai'd into their own Muso title? And honestly, it would be kind of an interesting thing to see, because it would be kind of interesting to see a good amount of random enemies serving as your common hordes, like Koopas, Goombas, Dry Bones, Shy Guys, Thwomps, all serving as your main enemies. And heck, even with that, you'd be going through specific areas in any of the Mario games. And heck, even the RPGs, the Mario Kart series, Mario Party series, they would all be added in that specific areas as well. And even with that, most of the movesets could take a lot of their moves from most of those series as well. Like Mario basically having a move based on Mario Finale from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Luigi busting out the Poltergust. Peach basically utilizing her transformations from Princess Peach Showtime. We'd see partners from the Paper Mario franchise like Goombario, Admiral Bobbery, Lady Bow, and I mean, heck, even Chino showing up to fight, or even the Rabbids. And even with that, we even see some interesting boss fights with the likes of King Boo or King Babam, the Phantom of the Wapara, Hooktail, Smithy, Warp, even Bowser himself. Honestly, the sky's the limit. I mean, if Zelda can do it, Mario can do it. Moving on next at number 7, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, GTA is not the only one that could revel in the chaos of a Muso title. JoJo can do it too. And honestly, it really does say a lot, but honestly, the fact that each of them have their own stands they could utilize, it could basically count with most of the special Muso moves that could be utilized, like with a few differences here and there, like Star Platinum being just your standard punching ghost, Diamondism Unbreakable having a Crazy Diamond having a healing factor, or Golden Wind having a looping effect, so on and so forth. But also at the same time, it would be interesting to see how other stands would utilize Muso techniques. Like Iggy Stand the Fool basically creating its robotic construct that could create sand tornadoes. Nadul Stand Geb basically creating watery tendrils that could sneak through the ground and basically attack opponents. It's Rohan Kishibe's Heaven's Door, basically rewriting an opponent like a book. And heck, even other stands like it's from the later ones like Damo Tamaki's Wonder of You and Paco Laborante's The Hustle. Pretty cool. This will be continued in part 2.